sense changes in air pressure and humidity.
Good afternoon. Today we'll be discussing different knowledge systems and how they help us understand the environment. Our example focuses on ant behavior as a natural sign of coming rain. We will explain why indigenous knowledge is valuable, compare the strength and limitation with scientific forecasting, and show how both knowledge systems can work together to improve environmental decision making. So, why indigenous knowledge is valuable for understanding the environment? Indigenous knowledge is the understanding and skills that local communities have developed over many years by living close to nature. It is valuable because it is based on long-term observation of the environment and is closely connected to the local area. One reason it is important is that it helps people predict weather and environmental changes. For example, some communities can tell that rain is coming by watching ant behavior. When ants build higher nests or birds fly lower than usual, it can be a sign of approaching rain. This kind of knowledge helps farmers decide when to plant crops. Indigenous knowledge also helps people understand seasonal changes. Many communities use flowering of certain plants or the arrival of specific birds to mark the beginning of a new season. For an instance, when certain trees start blooming, it may signal the start of the rainy season. This helps people prepare for the farming or harvesting. Another value is that it promotes sustainable use of natural resources. Indigenous practices often teach people not to overuse resources like water, soil, or forest. For an example, some communities rotate grazing areas for livestock to prevent land from becoming damaged. Others avoid fishing during certain times to allow fish populations to recover. It is also valuable because it is adapted to the local environment. Unlike general scientific information, indigenous knowledge is specific to a particular place. This makes it very useful for dealing with local environmental challenges.
Indigenous knowledge has several strengths. It is based on real-life observation of the environment and does not require advanced technology, which makes it easy and cost-effective to use. It is also very accurate at local level because it focuses on specific environmental conditions. For example, people can observe ant behavior to predict rainfall. However, indigenous knowledge also has its limitations. It's not always reliable, especially because climate change is affecting weather patterns and making them less predictable. In addition, this knowledge is often not written down, so it can be lost over time. Scientific forecasting, on the other hand, technology such as satellites, weather station, and instruments like biometers. It measures atmospheric factors such as humidity, temperature, and atmospheric pressure to predict the weather. This makes it more systematic and able to cover large areas with detailed data. However, scientific methods can be expensive and may not always reflect on the local environmental conditions accurately.
How both knowledge systems can work together in environmental decision making. Both knowledge system, indigenous knowledge, and scientific knowledge can work together by explaining the same environmental sign in different but complementary ways. Indigenous knowledge observe ants behave, ants building high mounds as a sign of coming rain. Scientific knowledge explains this by changes in air pressure before rainfall, which ants can sense cause them to prepare for flood. How they work together in decision making. Indigenous knowledge provides early experience-based warning from nature. Scientific provides evidence and explanation for why this sign happened. Together they can improve accuracy and trust in environmental decisions, like preparing for rain and managing land. In conclusion, indigenous knowledge is a valuable way of understanding the environment because it's based on a long-term observation of nature. Although it has some limitations, especially in changing climate conditions, it remains useful at a local level. Scientific forecasting provides more details of a large scale data using technology and atmospheric measurements. When these two knowledge systems are combined, they complement each other and improve environmental decision making. This helps communities to better prepare for weather changing and manage the environment more effectively.